Over the past couple months, I've taken you guys on journeys to find hidden fossils, literally in and around the foundations of some of DC's most iconic buildings. But today's hidden fossil location might just be the granddaddy of them all.
These are certainly the oldest ones that I'm familiar with in DC.
Welcome to DC's Lincoln Memorial. Turns out, what's in the steps leading up to this iconic site go back much further than the memorial itself.
They're from about 530 million years ago, half a billion years ago. That's a long time.
But these fossils are also kind of hard to find.
I feel like a squirrel that keeps nosing its nut.
Allow me to reintroduce the district's resident fossil hunter, Chris Barr. He's a lawyer by day, but also has a background in paleontology and has been cataloging hidden DC fossils for years on his website.
There's a groove here.
These small pebbles with distinctive lines, hidden in the cobblestones watched over by Honest Abe, contain shell fossils Chris says are called scolithos, some of the first ever fossils produced on Earth.
It's a worm-like thing, right, that was living in a shallow on a beach or offshore.
Okay, so it's not quite a dinosaur tooth, but Chris says if you know the story behind it, it gets infinitely more interesting. Chris says before Scolithos, it was hard to find individual fossils like this. That's because Earth was virtually unrecognizable 500 plus million years ago.
If you were to suddenly show up there, no animals, no plants, nothing that is visible, you have trouble breathing, you might conclude you're on a different planet.
Chris says the coolest part is that these stones are the only ones at the Lincoln that are actually native to DC, since the memorial itself was built with stone imported from every other state in the U.S. to represent unity. These little guys just happened to be here by nature back in the day.
Picked up by dredges and splashed here as a cobble surface for people to walk on.
I didn't expect it.
It's so small, you don't think about it. But it's very interesting.
200 feet, 300 feet, 500 feet underneath all of this. Who knows what's there? I mean, dinosaurs reigned supreme at one time.
Just another example of how, here in the nation's capital,
if you can spend enough time looking, you can find hidden pieces of life past.
Matt Kaufax, WTOP News. For more stories like this, download and listen to WTOP Radio on our app or tune in to 103.5 FM.
A jogger came up to me and asked with some concern if I needed help finding something. And I thanked her and said, no, I'm looking for fossils. And she immediately took off.